catch up on what's going on with the TPP. This is, I do think, probably the most important issue. And we're going to get to the NSA stuff because this is, I think, this ruling in the Second Circuit Court is going to totally scuttle the dynamics with the reauthorization of the Patriot Act. And that may, in fact, impact the TPP. I mean, so there's a lot happening here with this. But let's start with earlier in the week. Really, I guess about a week ago. President Obama met, and I think it's like one of the first times he met with congressional Democrats in this type of situation, or he certainly hasn't done it much. He met with members of the New Democrat coalition. This, of course, is sort of the, the closest thing we have left to Blue Dogs. And assured them, about 24 lawmakers, because you understand now, in the House, the Republicans cannot pass fast-track trade authority without some Democratic votes. It's unclear how many they need, but it could be anywhere from 15 to 50. Nobody's quite sure. Because nobody's quite sure how many Republicans there are going to be. And this number, I think, is still in flux on both sides. So Obama invites these new Democrat coalition members, the corporatist Democrats, to the White House and says, I got your back. I will, give you political cover to vote for this, which I got to say, if I'm one of these new Democrats, I'm thinking, how does that help me? Because these are theoretically, right, the seats where you would have the most conservative Democrats, the ones most likely to be least helped by President Obama. But nevertheless, the president was saying, I will help fight off the left wing on this. So in other words, don't worry about a primary challenge. I'll help you out here. Which is, I don't know. I'm out of the game of trying to guess why Barack Obama does what he does. It doesn't matter. This is who he is. He is what he does. Don't care beyond that. With that said, Harry Reid, on the other hand, just 3 days ago, comes out and says, we have two very complicated issues that I think should have strong consideration before we even deal with trade. In other words, I was the majority leader for years and watched Mitch McConnell obstruct. And guess what I learned to do? I learned to obstruct as well. Harry Reid, not running for re-election in 2016, he said he's spoken with the leadership team, is confident Democratic senators will stick together to demand two bills be dealt with before moving to approval for Trade Promotion Authority or Trans-Pacific Partnership. I'm not willing to lay over and play dead on trade until we have some commitment from them on surface transportation, which is Harry Reid basically saying, let's see if they can actually do the business of government. And then the other one is FISA. Now, it comes out today that Patty Murray is not necessarily on board with punting the trade authority until after FISA and infrastructure bills. But this ruling from the Second Circuit today is going to put even more pressure on Patty Murray. Bad day to have made that decision. Because FISA's got to be renewed by June 1st, if I'm not mistaken. And this is going to complicate things immensely. Because the court today ruled that, in fact, the NSA does not have the statutory authority it thinks it does. So if Mitch McConnell and the Republicans in the Senate, or the Democrats, or anybody in the Senate has had no problem with the FISA statutes up to this point, then they got to go back to the drawing board because it had been misinterpreted. The way the NSA has been practicing the FISA statutes is not the way that the FISA statutes have been written according to this court. So all of this is going to end up mucking up the TPP. So God bless Harry Reid, who had a great strategy of saying, we need to deal with these other things first.